pulse, that stirring in your chest, tightening in your throat. That is your spirit recognizing something your mind hasn't fully processed yet. It's a divine whisper, a resonance with the truth.
Remember to subscribe and hit the bell notifications.
What's unfolding around you right now has never just been about you. It has always been about what you carry, the unique divine impact and potential that resides within you. You are a vessel, a conduit for a purpose far greater than personal comfort or recognition. There are people who know that. Some of them walk inside you with their hands and ready your journey, offering encouragement and support like a gentle breeze on a warm day. And some of them have been working against you in silence, like weeds subtly choking the roots of a flourishing garden, their motives hidden beneath a veneer of prophecy. Here is what most people never understand about spiritual warfare. It doesn't always come dressed in obvious darkness, cloaked in shadow and fear. It doesn't always look it's habitual. Sometimes it wears the face of someone who eats at your table, who shares your laughter at your meals, someone who holds your hand like a comforting embrace, whispering your weaknesses to the wrong ears, and words like venomous darts aimed at your deepest insecurities, to real Yes, you already know your spirit who you are, that inner knowing that calls spirit into one's truth. Just possibly sharing a gentle, excavating, then meticulously searching for the very foundation the place where doubt, like a tiny seed, might have taken root, because if they could locate it, if they could find that point of vulnerability, they could exploit it, widening the fissure until the structure of your belief system crumbled. And they have been patient. Their strategy has slowed deliberate erosion, like water patiently wearing a stone. But here is where it goes deeper, revealing a more insidious layer of the spiritual conflict. The enemy does not send strangers to dismantle chosen vessels, those set apart for a divine purpose. He sends the familiar, those who have earned a place in your inner circle, leveraging the trust you have placed in them. He sent Delilah, not a foreign soldier, to undermine Samson's strength. He sent Judas, an outsider from the Sanhedrin, to betray Jesus. He sent the temptation to Jesus through the wilderness, through the arid expanse of his own mind and spirit, through peoples and palace, where resistance might have been less permanent. Proximity is the strategy, the calculated closeness that wants unparalleled access, and the people closest to you, those who occupy the most intimate spaces in your life, have the most access to your vulnerabilities, your unspoken dreams, your deepest fears, the secrets and insecurities you whispered in moments of profound trust, believing them to be safe. This is why the warning that was just released in the spirit wasn't just a casual heads up, a mere inconvenience. It was a divine intervention, a celestial hand reaching into the earthly realm. Heaven interrupted something that was already in motion, an orchestrated plan that was designed to derail your divine trajectory. And what's coming next will likely surprise you, because most people assume the warning is only for the person being attacked, the direct target of the machinations. That's not always true. Sometimes the warning is issued to the one who's been doing the digging, the one actively participating in the dismantling. Sometimes God gives the enemy of your destiny one final moment of grace, last chance to repent and turn from their destructive path. He withholds his mercy from that assignment entirely, closing the door to their involvement in your life's unfolding narrative. That final warning is not weakness from God, not an indication of his hesitation. It is the last act of divine restraint before judgment, or rather, the natural consequence of their choices or use. And once their restraint lifts, once the divine protection that shielded you from the full impact of their actions is withdrawn from them, the one who's digging finds themselves in the very pit they so meticulously prepared for you. That is not revolution, petty settling of scores. That is covenant, the upholding of divine promises. God promised he would make your enemies your footstool, a biblical declaration that his ultimate victory would be evident in the reversal of fortunes for those who stood against his chosen. He keeps his promises even when you've stopped expecting him to, when the weight of your circumstances has made hope compromised, premature unveiling of your inner world, your trusting where your inner discernment, that still small voice within, had been signaling you should go, the subtle red flag waving in your spirit, and you felt it. The unease, that subtle friction that signals something's misaligned. You felt the subtle withdrawal of peace, that sacred inner calm that dissipates when silent conversations happen, when silent energies arise. When it was already speaking, sending out early warning signals. The issue is not to cage yourself around what you felt, rationalizing away the unease, and replaced it with a misplaced loyalty to people who had not yet proven themselves loyal to your destiny, to the divine controller of your life's purpose. Think of David before Saul's ask of friendship and patronage from the king. How signs of danger became undeniable. David felt it. He sensed the shift, the sudden unsettling change in Saul's eyes, the erratic praise that filled them, fire chilling through spears, parallel missing them. David's spirit registered the danger, stating in the future flight, explained it,
cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience for your love with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration, feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it.
and what came out of that intense pressure was not just survival, a mere escape from danger. It was a king, a refined leader, forged in the furnace of his trials, ready to assume his rightful place, coming up with the hidden truth. While his attack was allowed to get this close, the enemy was waiting to breach your defenses, to
Cause we just want retribution. Let's go light up the darkness. Make true of an empty promise. Flip cards in the weekend, harmless. Take to the streets and turn them to a mosh pit. Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution.
to the impending danger. They search for the clues, the breadcrumbs of deception, hoping to find a logical explanation for the pain. They want the version of the relationship.
So here's why I'm quitting Pelvic Core.